Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a 2 looks 1 palette, which I know we all love, using a palette that I used recently, the Glamlite and Rick and Morty palette. Yes, it was a collection, but the palette. I didn't get the whole collection, I only got the setting spray as well, which I don't have with me right now with my boyfriend's, but this is the palette that we're going to be doing today. She's super bright, she's super fun, she's also discontinued. But you can pull shades from your own collection, or if you've got something similar, or if you already have this palette, then you can follow along with me. But so bright, so fun, so colourful. Just, I don't know, just it's all the colours you see in Rick and Morty, which is all the colours, which is great. It's not quite rainbow because there's no yellow and no red, but almost there. She's almost a rainbow. And there's 15 shimmers, 15 mattes, which is great. She's a big palette, so you've got kind of every colour you really need apart from red and yellow. They're the only ones that are missing. But yeah, if you want to see any swatches, if you want to see my first time using this, I'll have my first impressions up here. Or is it over there? And down in the description down below as well. But yeah, we're going to be doing 2 looks to see what else we can do with this palette. What other fun ways can we do it? This is one way. Very fun. I always love a reverse smoky eye. And then the second look, I don't really know how it's going to turn out yet because I haven't filmed it obviously, so I don't know what way it's going to look. Just before we get into the 2 looks 1 palette using this gorgeous palette, my Instagram is linked down below where I post all the plus eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks, and my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to go give both those a follow. So that is all for our intro. That is all you need to know really before we get into the makeup, because that's what we all really want to see is the makeup tutorial. So let us get into look number 1. Okay, so let's get into look number 1 with the Rick and Morty palette. Look at her in all her beauty. She's gorgeous. So what I'm thinking today, I really want to use the greens, the like limey greens that I've been like really excited about, like these 2, and a little bit of this darker green down here. I'm going to do in reverse smoky eye, so I'm going to do the greens on the inner corner with the like all the colour in the inner corner and just fade outwards. But I also want to use some of these pinks. So on the upper part of the inner corner, I'm going to do the greens, and on the lower part, I'm going to do the pinks. I think that'd be really fun. Not really a shape or combo together that I've done. I've done a colour combo like that, but not in this shape. So, very fun. I'm so excited. So, let's start. My skin is on, my brows are on, my eyeshadow primer is on, which will all be listed down below, and my cheeks are done, which I'll go through towards the end of this look. I just don't have my highlighter on, but I'll show you that at the end as well. So to start and get a focal point for a little bit of depth on the eye, I'm going to take this really dark green down here. Taking this on a Blend Bunny B3 brush, which is not the biggest fluffy brush, it's not the smallest pencil brush, it's kind of a fluffy pencil brush, if that makes sense. And I just wanted a little bit of this just for depth right here. And then start flicking that outwards. Now it will blend out more once we have the brighter lime green on. But I just want a little bit of depth right there. And normally what I would do then is bring it around, like hook it around the lower lash line, but because we're doing the pink down there, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that is just on the inner like third, just the width of where the white of my eye is if I'm looking dead straight. Now we're going to take a fluffier brush. I'm going to take a 217 from MAC, and we're going to take this beautiful lime green right here. And now we're going to blend the life out of this because I want it to be more so this shade than anything else on this upper part. I just wanted that darker green there for some depth, and I just find it easier to have my darker shade down and then blend over it, blend around the edges of it, as opposed to trying to build up the colour. Don't know why. I do both, but this is just generally, this is the method I tend to go for. Right next to it as well, as if I'm bringing that in a little bit further onto the lid. I'm just going to blend that out as well because I don't want any harsh lines, and then just soften out the edges because I will be doing the lime green shimmer on the inner corner as well, so that'll also brighten it up. So that's why I wanted that little bit of depth there. I'm also taking a little bit more of that green, and we're just going to very lightly start from that inner part and softly flick that through the crease and just have that fade out as if you were going this way and it starts to fade into the crease this way. You're going this way now. Okay, so now I'm going to take this brighter purple up here just to have the same sort of depth on the lower lash line. This is also on a Blend Bunny brush. This is a B2, which is more of a pencil style brush. It's a bit more stubby. Again, I only want a tiny bit of this, literally kind of just the width of the brush is as far as I'm going with this. maybe a little bit more. But because the lower lash line is a lot more of a smaller area anyway, it can look quite intense down there. Okay, now out of the two pinks, I'm going to probably take this brighter, more neon shade, because I don't know if I used this one in my first impressions. I probably did. Actually, I think I did use it to blend, but to intensify the pink over the purple, I'm going to need something bright, so I'm going to use the neon one. And this is going to be on a Hey Shorty brush from Beauty Bay, just a small kind of fluffy flat brush, because it's a nice shape to get right in and start smudging. And we're going to do exactly what we've done on top, just overlap and kind of go over the purple. And then when you've got a little bit less on the brush, just flick that out to the corner, or to the outer part of the lower lash line. Not out as far as the green is, but in that direction. And then just build it up until you're happy, keeping your blend nice and soft around the edges. Okay, so now for my inner corner highlights, plural, I'm going to do two. I'm going to do a pinky one and I'm going to do a green one. So I'm going to start with the green. I'm going to take this shade, which is the shade I've been just dying to use. So picking that up on a little brush I got on eBay, this one here. And that is going to go just on the inner corner, but kind of overlapping with that darker green in here. Try not to get too much on the pink, but when we put the pink inner corner shimmer on, it'll blend into the green shimmer as well. Okay, and then for the pink inner corner, we're going to take this shade up here, which I did use in my first impressions. It's like a white with a pinky reflex to it. Taking this on a little Charles Fox brush, very similar shape. And that is going to go overlapping the purple down here. And where they meet, they'll just kind of naturally merge. Even though pink and green don't really blend great together. But they will kind of merge over each other because they're both shimmers. And the shimmers will always tend to blend a lot easier. Okay, I'm very happy with this so far. That is the look done. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to do a bit of liner because I always love a winged liner with this sort of look. And a pair of lashes. Finish off my cheeks with some highlighter and a nice lip. I don't know what lip I'm going to do as usual. Probably just a nude, I don't know. We'll see. I will decide once I have everything else on. So I will jump off and let you know what I use when I come back. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I love this. My boyfriend just seen it and he was like, you look like you're going to a festival. And I kind of feel that right now, but Beetlejuice vibes. So this is what I used to finish off the face. For the eyes, I went in with my Glamlite Calligrapher liner, my liquid liner, to do my nice big wing, just to balance out the fact that there's nothing going on the outer corner and kind of frame the eye a little bit. For my waterline then, I wanted a little pop of that lime green again, so I went in my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide on eye pencil in the shade Freak, just a nice soft limey green in the waterline. Nothing crazy. And then for my mascara, I use the MAC Extended Play Giga Black mascara, and my false lashes are the House of Lashes Iconic Lights. Not Iconic Minis, Iconic Lights. For my cheeks, I use my very well-loved Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer in One Fair. She's loved and well used. I adore her, so I just pop that on to bronze up and shape up my face a little bit. For blush, a time with those like pinky purples on the lower lash line, I went a little bit pinker with my blush. This is the Made by Mitchell Blursh in My Darling. It's a soft pink, it's not like a crazy pink, but it's definitely still pink, so it ties in nicely. And then for my highlighter, I went in with my Oden's Eye Luminous highlighter in Dim Glow, because it has that gold, or not gold, green shift to it. So I pop that on my cheekbones, down my nose, just to give that nice highlight. And then for lips, very simple. I use my MAC lip pencil in World to line my lips. I then went in with my MAC lipstick in Creme de Nude, a super pale nude, just to keep all the focus on the eyes. And then this gloss I use has like a pinky gold reflex to it. This is the Inglot Volumizing Lip Gloss in the shade Vesper. It's got a slight pink tinge to it, so pop that all over. So that is it. That is what we used for look number 1 with the gorgeous Rick and Morty palette from Glamlite. She's lovely, she's colourful, super bright and fun shades. I'm so excited. In my second look, I definitely want to do, since I literally done my swatches today because I'm editing my first impressions right now. I swatched, where is she? This dark green down here, shimmery dark green, so kind of really want to use that. But also maybe some of the orange shades, so we might do green and orange for the next look. So that is it for look number 1. So let's see what we do for look number 2. Okay, so we are on to look number 2 with our gorgeous Rick and Morty palette from Glamlite. So we are going to go in, I definitely want to use this green, dark green shimmer, this deep forest green. But I also kind of want to use the oranges. So I'm thinking about an orange crease with a little bit of black to deepen it, and then this on the lid, and possibly this shimmery orange on the inner corner. I don't know. I'll see. If not, it'll probably be this shade up here on the inner corner. I don't know yet. We're just going to have a little play. I just really want to use that green. So we're going to make a look around it. My skin is on, my brows on, my eyeshadow primer is on, which will all be listed down below. And my cheeks are almost done. I just don't have any highlighter on just yet, but I'll go through that towards the end of the look. Okay, so we are going to start by taking this Friday the 13th brush from Glamlite, just like a 217-ish brush from MAC. And we're going to take this brighter orange here just to have that focused in the crease. So we're going to pop that on the outer corner. Whoa, okay, that's very bright. And I really tapped that brush off. Oh my god. So we're going to pop this all the way through the crease. Start mapping it out first, and then you can build up your colour as you see fit. But I want this to really peek out above the black when I darken it up, and also the green. I don't know. I want to use both colours, so I'm using them together. That's the reason. And don't worry about how messy it is on the lid, because the dark green will cover that up, especially when we use a bit of glitter primer. And I'm going to do my lower lash line separately because I'm going to do it the reverse way. I'm going to start with my dark shade and build outwards from there. So now what we're going to do is take a 6SS brush from MAC, which is a super soft, fluffy brush. And we're going to take this peachy shade here. Sorry, the glare on this from these lights is crazy. This peachy shade right here. And we're going to use that to blend out right around these edges, just to give a really nice soft blend. That blends out so easy. I mean, I know they're very similar colours. One is just slightly lighter and one is stronger, but that blends out so nice. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more of the orange and just re-intensify right where I want it to be the most pigmented. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take a little bit of the black down here, and I'm taking this on a Cash Beauty K08 brush, just a small little like detailer fluffy brush, and really tap that off. Just want this to darken. I mean, I want it to be intense, so we are just going to go slow and build it up until I'm happy with the intensity. But it's going to look messy at first. Black eyeshadow has tendency to just look messy first until you start getting really in there with your blend. Because I need this crease to be dark enough for the lid shade, because the lid shimmer is quite dark, so you want that little bit of balance. If I just put the dark shade on, you'll just see really weird lines around the edges. But I'm not bringing it up even past my crease. It's literally sitting in the pocket of my crease. But I am bringing it across the crease all the way towards the inner part. Not quite all the way, but getting there. I feel like some people, not on here necessarily, but like in real life, always ask me like, oh, where do you wear these sort of looks? I'm going to work today. I decided to film before work today, which I haven't done in a very long time because I don't always have time to do it. And a lot of my shifts are quite early shifts, but today we're doing stock take, so I'm in work till 10 p.m. tonight. So I was like, I'll film before work because I have time, why not? Okay, once we have that on placed and as pigmented as I would like it to be, I'm going back in with that brighter orange that we started with, and we are going to start getting a gradient between the orange and the black, so I load my brush up on one side. I've said this before. One side, you'll notice the back side is a bit cleaner, and this is it. I am loading my brush up on this side, placing that closer to the black, and then going back and forward, because if I done this or loaded up both sides, all the orange on this side will end up higher up on my crease than I want it to be. Just gives you more control. So because it's such a dark shade, it'll take a little bit longer to get a nice gradient, but just take your time, go slowly, no big mad crazy motions, just small little circle motions to get a nice gradient. There's the difference. Not blended, nice and blended. And now what I'm going to do is take a little bit more of that lighter peach on the same 6SS and just give me one last little blend all around the edges, just to really make sure I didn't mess that up. Okay, so now for the lower lash, we're going to go back in with the black, and like I said, we're going to go the reverse way. But the black, I only really want a thin line of this right into my lashes. Now, knowing me, I say thin line, it's probably going to end up thick anyway, because it's like my hand just does it naturally. But just mostly in between the lashes, that's what we really want. I'm bringing that pretty much the whole way across, connecting on the outer corner. And then going back in with a little bit more of the orange, and this is a BB205 brush, just like a fluffy flat brush. I'm going to use this to smoke out the bottom of the lower lash line. Kind of like what we've done on top, we're just kind of overlapping and making sure that this softens out nicely. So the gradient looks the same all the way around. And then taking that lighter peach on the very tip of that big fluffy brush, and we're just going to really softly give that a continued blend again, trying to make the blend match on the bottom as it is on the top. Okay, now for some shimmer, we're going to take the NYX glitter primer, and I'm going to pop some of that on the back of my hand, just so I know how much I'm going to be using. And this is going to go basically on that blank space on the lid for the greens. I don't know how this is going to look together. These are just the colours I want to put together. So here we are. Now I'm taking another flat brush. This is an actual flat brush from Beauty Bay. This is a BB207. Taking a little bit of that primer, not too much. Especially with this sort of palette and the formula of these shimmers, they are slightly creamy anyway. You don't want to go too thick with any sort of stickiness underneath. Just a very thin coating, just enough to get it to stick nicely. Okay, so now taking the dark shimmery green, and that is going to go all over the lid using that brush. I just wiped off the excess glitter primer. Just tap that right over. This is going to be so sparkly. I already love it. I'm sorry, but can you see the sparkle in that? Oh my god, I haven't even blended it yet, but oh my god. Okay, now just 2 little steps. I'm just going to take a little bit more of the black and just right in the crease. I don't want to affect the blend around the edges. Just want to connect that with the shimmer just all the way around. Okay, and then last little step, I'm not going to use this orange shimmer because I think it's going to be a bit too much now. I know, me saying that. It's odd for me to say that, but I'm actually going to use this shade up here. Am I? Yes, we're going to use this shade, which is kind of like a pewter sort of shade. It's kind of like a grey with a gold shift in it. So we're going to take a little bit of that on a 219S from MAC. Here, kind of has a little bit like a periwinkle sort of shift to it. But the gold in it is going to be really nice to go with the orange. That is so pretty. Quite dark but bright in the same sense. So I'm going to jump off. I'm going to finish off my eyes, my cheeks, and a nice lip, probably a nude because this is quite a lot going on for work. And I will come back and let you know what I use on the rest of the face. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look. I love how this turned out. I think it's so fun. I'm wearing lashes as well. I haven't worn it in a very long time. So let me go through everything that I used on my face. So kept it really simple. I just wanted to match the shimmer on the lid to tie that in a little bit more for my waterline. So I went in with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Mildew, which is gorgeous, like olivey foresty green. I just popped that in my waterline and worked it into my lashes as well. My mascara then is my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Mascara on my top, on my bottom lashes. And then these false lashes are the M204s from BH Cosmetics. They're super spiky. Really fun, really long. I think they're so cute. For cheeks, I went in with my Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer in the shade Butter Biscuit. Very used, very well loved. You will see in whenever I do post, I think it's coming up next, my top 10 bronzer and contours. She makes the cut. She does. I love her. And then for blush, I used my Juvia's Place Blush Duo in Volume 2, and I used the orangey tone, the kind of peachy orangey tone, to tie in with those orange shades around the edges. And for highlight, I've been using this a lot recently, but it kind of goes with everything. So this is the Kaleidos Space Age highlighter in Ray Rider. Gorgeous, gorgeous kind of champagne sort of highlighter. It's beautiful. And then for lips, I went in with my MAC Whirl Lip Liner. Old, reliable, she works with everything. And my lipstick is also from MAC. This is Acting Natural, a super pale cool tone nude, but with the whirl all over the lip, it gives a nice, like, slightly cool toned brown nude, which is what I was going for. And then I just felt like a little bit of gloss on top, so I went in with the Inglot Volumizing Lip Gloss in the shade Mai Tai. Really sparkly, kind of tan brown, just to give a nice bit of gloss. So that is it. That is everything that's on my face. That was actually quite quick. I got through that very quick. This is our look. I love how this turned out. I'm actually really excited to go to work and wear this around for the day while I do stock take. So I want to know down in the comments below, what is your favourite look from this video? Is it the first kind of almost Beetlejuice-esque pink and green sort of reverse smoky eye, or is it this really dark forest green smoky eye with the orange? Let me know down below. I don't really know. I quite like both. So I'll go with whatever you guys say. If you did like this video, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support to get me around to more people, and also let me know that you liked the video, and I will continue to do many more. And don't forget to subscribe down below to see many more videos coming. We have got, what have we got next? I don't know exactly what's next because it depends on what way I decide to upload these. But we do have a new brand for me because I've never used them before, and a really cool neutral palette. Shocking. We've got more Zodiac things coming for the Build Your Own Palette series. We've got more tulips and palettes, first impressions, top 10, top 5 parts of my collection. it's all fun, and I'm still prepping for spooky season. So just, yeah, it's just always in the background of my mind. And as I said in the beginning, my Instagram is linked down below, where plus I'll do plus eye pictures and full face pictures of all of my looks, and my TikTok is down there for a little bit of extra content if you want to go give both of those a follow. So that is it. That is all with our, finally, our Rick and Morty palette from Glamlite. I actually really love this palette. I think it's very cute. She's lovely. And a very fun palette. Really nice shimmers. This shimmery green is stunning. So I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.